Valentine's Day, the time to honor and give thanks for loving relationships.
But for one Austin couple, Valentine's Day is just a warm-up for a wedding anniversary that arrives just 5 weeks after Cupid's romp. And all new here at 6 o'clock tonight, 5 o'clock that is, KXAN's Jim Swift tells us JB and Edna Sneed have been doing that warm-up for 3/4 of a century.
Crack open the door to the marriage between this man and this woman, and you will find a love story for the ages.
The real date I ever had was with JB. I've never had a date with anybody else.
Edna and J.B. Sneed are on their way to lunch in the dining room at the village of the Arboretum where they now live. They enjoy meals there, the like of which they could never have imagined back in the 1920s and 30s.
Hey, how are you? We had a hard time. We didn't have very much to eat, and my daddy worked hard in the field, and he'd say, now you kids work good. We had to hoe in the cotton and pull bowls and stayed out of school. And he'd say, you work real good, and we'll have a good time in the weekend.
For little Edna and her family, a good time on the weekend meant a trip into nearby Lubbock for some play in a city park and a meal of hamburgers, which came 3 for $1.
Gas was about 9-10 cents a gallon.
But in 1938, if the price of consumer goods was measured in low numbers, so was the age of matrimony.
I was 16. I liked a month being 17 when we married, and he was 19.
1938. This little booklet would have you believe those were some fine old times. What the booklet doesn't tell you is dust storms in those days would leave sand piled high as buildings and turn daytime into night.
My brother and I and two neighbor boys were sitting in Dad's car. He had an old 33 Chevy, and we turned the headlights on, and we couldn't tell his own.
But the light of young love lit the way, even through the early years, in a tiny house with no running water.
We had to heat the water in that old wash tub, make hot water, and we washed every Saturday. We got a bath every Saturday.
Still, the couple pushed on, and husband and wife became father and mother to a fine family.
We've just had a good Christian home, and we've tried to raise our children to love God, love people, and make friends. That's what we try to do. All right. We had some problems like other people, but we've been happy all of our life.
So on this Valentine's Day, the Sneeds count their blessings, looking forward to March 21st, their 75th wedding anniversary. Jim Swift, KXAN News.